So what's involved in a high quality psychometric assessment process? At Winning Performance, we want to make sure every candidate has a great experience and every client gets the full value from psychometrics possible. But that means we've got to do things quite differently than most others on the market. Let me talk you through our process. So there are 6 steps in our psychometric assessment process. Step 1 is about getting a really good understanding of the organisation, the role and the candidate. So if I haven't worked with the organisation before, I want to understand, what's the organisational culture like? What's the team like that the successful person may be joining? In terms of the role, of course I read the job description, but generally I find these are a bit of a wish list. So instead I want to understand, what are the non-negotiables? The candidate has generally been through 1 or 2 interviews already, so in that case I want to understand, what are the question marks that are cropping up about them as a result of these interviews? Step 2 is about using high quality psychometric assessment tools. Now, it should go without saying that every psychometric assessment tool used in recruitment should be reliable, valid, well researched and appropriate for recruitment, but unfortunately many of the tools in the market don't meet these criteria. Beyond that, we also want to make sure we're assessing the right thing for the situation, which is why step 1 is so important. Step 3 is about putting the candidate at ease about the assessment process. Lots of candidates have done psychometrics and had pretty poor experiences, so we want to talk them through how our approach is different. Step 4 is when the candidate does the assessments. So with questionnaires, they go ahead and do these online at home in their own time. With ability assessments, we like to supervise these over Zoom. It just means that if the candidate has some unreasonable interruption that affects their performance, we know about it and we can reschedule an equivalent version of the assessment at a later date. Step 5 is about exploring the assessment results with the candidate. So I think it's pretty disrespectful to write a report on a person I've never met, which is why I don't do things that way. Generally, I spend about 2 hours with the candidate exploring the results with them. Sounds like a very long time investment, and it is, but candidates invariably tell us that they've found that part of the process invaluable to them. And it's the reason why so many of our candidates become clients. Step 6 is about debriefing the assessment results with the hiring manager. Again, a really crucial step. Of course, the hiring manager needs to get a report, but I really find that when I chat to them, I can bring the candidate to life. I can also talk through things like how to get the best out of the candidate, how to develop them, how to onboard them and set them up for success, and also what sorts of things should we follow up in the reference check. It's really important that psychometrics are never used as the one source of truth in a person. It should always be triangulated with other information about that candidate. However, if you use the psychometrics to inform reference check questions or follow-up interview questions, you generally get far better quality information. So there you have it. That's our 6 steps to having a really high quality psychometric assessment process. Whether you're a candidate or a client that's going to work with us, I hope you'll be delighted with our service.